Hello everyone, this is Teacher Angela, your Teacher Explorer. For today, we will going to have an interesting discussion about a very fascinating topic. Since we are all in quarantine and still fighting against the pandemic, our class discussion will be in an online platform. Isn't that new and exciting? So sit back, relax, and listen. We're going to explore today. Welcome to the class. For today, my students for this online class are some of the most treasured persons in my life. So, are you excited as I am to meet them? Let's call them now.
Hello po,
Good
ma'am.
morning.
Good morning po. Good morning po.
Good morning.
Hello, my charming bunch of students. How are you today?
We are doing great, teacher.
That's lovely. Do you know what we're going to explore today? No? That's alright. Today we're going to explore about La Islas Filipinas, or our very own beautiful country, the Philippines. But before we begin the discussion, let me first ask you, what comes first to your mind when you hear about Philippines? Anyone who can answer? Ooh, I see someone raising her hand. Stephanie, take it away.
For me, when I hear about Philippines, the first thing that comes to my mind is a country of mixed races and cultures influenced by long history and colonization. We are called Filipinos and we are known for our values, especially our hospitality.
That is correct. You have a star for that, dear. Now here's a brief history of the Philippines. The Philippines was named after King Philip II of Spain, and our country was a Spanish colony for over 300 years. But the first people to inhabit our lands were the hunter-gatherers. After that, people learned how to grow rice, how to farm, and how to domesticate animals. Then the 10th Anno Domini century came, and the Filipinos learned how to trade goods with China. Then the 12th century came, and the Arab merchants arrived and introduced Islam. Not until the Spaniards decided to sail the Pacific. They colonized our country, converted Filipinos to Catholicism, and most especially built schools according to their systems. Then the 19th century came, and a Filipino writer named Jose Rizal stoked the fires of nationalism and died because of nationalism too. Today, we call him our Philippine national hero. It was late then when the Filipinos claimed their independence. Now, we can raise our flag freely. We are an archipelago of over 7,000 islands inhabited by over 100 million Filipinos. Now let me ask you, class, what is one thing, a specific thing, that you like about our country? Ooh, I see someone raising their hands. Who's that? Oh, Nina, please answer the question, dear.
Yes, for me, the thing that I like about our country is our culture and tradition because I have noticed that even though we are affected by other countries from the West and some of the Asian countries, we are still practicing and preserving our traditional ways.
Thank you so much, Nina. Here's a star for you, dear. That's correct. The Philippines is rich by culture and tradition. Even history is engraved upon the bones of our forefathers, passed upon our parents, and is now etched upon on our skins, the result of pre-colonial cultures, influences, and foreign traders made us who we are today, a country rich for having biodiversity. Anyone who could give me an example situation where our culture and tradition can be manifested? Oh, I see Mylene raising her hand. Yes, Mylene dear. Can you give me an example situation?
When we, Filipinos, make every celebration a family thing, like birthday celebrations, Christmas, New Year, and even on All Souls Day, we're also known for being so hospitable to our guests.
Yes! A purple heart for you, dear Mylene. Thank you so much. Now, class, do you know what else is unique in our country? I'll tell you what. Since we are over 7,000 islands, there are a lot of languages existing in our country. A home to more than 170 languages. Can you imagine that? Dear Ruby Ann, can you tell teacher how many languages do you speak?
Teacher, I speak three languages. First, our native language, which is Hiligaynon. Second, our national language, which is Filipino. And third, our medium of instruction, which is English.
Wow, that's a lot already. Thank you so much, B. Now, for the 170 languages, we are going to talk about the top 10 most used languages or dialects here in the Philippines. Can I ask? Kisha, can you please read the number 10 among the top 10 most used dialect or languages here in the Philippines? Please, dear.
Yes, miss. So the top 10 among the languages spoken in the Philippines is Pangasinense. This is spoken by almost 2 million speakers and studied by the students in schools and universities. It is a predominant language of the entire province of Pangasinan and northern Tarlac, northern part of Luzon's Central Plains region, and belongs to the Pangasinan ethnic group.
Thank you so much, Keisha. Now, our top 10 belongs to, just like what Keisha had read, Pangasinense, and this is spoken by 2 million people in the Philippines. So Pangasinense is an Austronesian language belonging to the Philippine branch of Malayo-Polynesian languages. This is most closely related to Ibaloy, which is spoken by the neighboring province of Baguio and Benguet, and this is also similar to Tagalog and Ilocos. Now, Zion, can you please read our top 9 among the top 10 languages or dialects most used in the Philippines?
Top 9 is Chavacano. Their native language is similar to Spanish. This is because their language is a Spanish-based Creole spoken by many people living in Zamboanga. Even though it is a Creole, 70% of their words is in Spanish.
That's right. Thank you so much, Zion. Now, Zamboanga and the Chavacano language are proofs that Filipino people never forget the culture embedded to them by other country, because it has been long due since the Spaniards colonized us. But then again, in Zamboanga, and the people there speaks in Spanish. I watched a YouTube channel, and this particular YouTuber said that when he got to Zamboanga and heard people speak in Chavacano, it reminds him of countries such as Malaysia and Indonesia. But then again, more like the country Equatorial Guinea, because Equatorial Guinea is the only Spanish-speaking country in the whole of Africa. And he got the same feeling when he went to Zamboanga. So it's amazing, right? Because they speak Spanish, but it's here in the Philippines, in our country. Now, our top 8. May I ask, Precious, please read our top 8.
So top 8 is Bicol or Bicolano languages, a group of Central Philippine languages spoken mostly in Bicol Peninsula in the island of Luzon, island of province of Catanduanes, and Burias in Masbate.
Thank you so much, dear. Now, the Bicol languages, or Bicolano, is strongly influenced by Spanish, and it is most closely related to the Malaysian language, as well as in Tagalog, in Cebuano, in Ilocano, and more of the distantly various languages of the Pacific Islands. The Standard Bicol, which is based upon the dialect used in Naga City, is also spoken in the widespread of Camarines Norte and Camarines Sur, as well as in Albay, including Legazpi and Tabaco, and in the northern Sorsogon. The two Visayan languages, including Sorsoganon and Masbateño or Minasbate, which is spoken in Masbate and Sorsogon, are collectively referred to as Bisacol, or the combination of Bisaya and Bicol languages. Now moving on our top 7, we have Kapampangan. Kapampangan language is an Austronesian language spoken by the entire province of Pampanga, southern Tarlac, and parts of Luzon, with 2,900,000 speakers. This language belongs to the Kapampangan ethnic group, but this is also understood in other municipalities such as Bulacan and Nueva Ecija, and by the Aitas or Aitas of Zambales. Also, it is called as Pampango, or honorifically as Amano Sisuan, meaning breastfed or nurtured language. Now, may I ask Jessamy to read our top 6 Philippine language?
Waray, which is spoken by the Waray-Waray member of the Visayan branch Central Philippine language, 3 million people in the Philippines, province of Samar, northern and eastern, Leyte and Bolivian speaks this language.
Thank you so much, Jessa, for reading that. Now, the Waray language is also called as Linite Samarnon. The Waray group of languages consists of Waray, Waray-non-Sorsogon, and Masbate-Sorsogon. Some Spanish words are used for their native numbers, especially the old ones. But the name of the language comes from the Waray word, which means nothing. Waray, Waray. At top 5, we have Hiligaynon or Ilonggo, and this is spoken by over 9.1 million people coming from Antique, Aklan, Iloilo, Bacolod, Capiz, Panay Islands, and the north and south of Panay. The distinct characteristic of this language is for having a sweet intonation. We are often called lambing because of how we speak and also because of the intonation of our language. Moving on, may I ask Renata Reese to please read our top 4.
Top 4 is Ilocano, spoken in the northern part of our country and also used by families and communities in United States, mostly in Hawaii and California.
Thank you so much, Rena. Ilocano or Iloco is popularly referred to as the national language of the Yamyanan, spoken by about 10 million people. It is also called as the national language of the North because of its importance in North Luzon, as well as due to its historical prestige and its accessibility to its speakers. Moving on, can I ask Smile, can you read our top 3?
The top 3 is Cebuano. This is often called Bisaya or Benisaya, spoken by 21 million people here in our country. It flourished in Central Visayas, parts of Eastern Visayas, and mostly in Mindanao.
Thank you, Smile. Cebuano name comes from the Philippine island Cebu plus the Spanish suffix ano, which means native of. So basically, it means native of island Cebu. It is also used as a medium of instruction in grades 1 and 2. After that, instruction is shifted to Tagalog and, of course, English. At top 2, we have English, one of the official languages of the Philippines. The Philippines is recognized globally as one of the largest English-speaking nation, with the majority of the population having at least some degree of fluency in the language. It is spoken by more than 14 million Filipinos. It is a language of commerce and law, as well as the medium of instruction in education. Proficiency in English is one of the country's strengths that helped driven the economy. It even made the Philippines the top voice outsourcing in the world and a destination for the foreign learners of English, because in our country we offer affordable but quality English as a second language or ESL programs. And the top one we have Tagalog, of course, the national language of the Philippines, spoken and taught by all population in the country. It is derived from the word Taga-Ilog, which comes from Taga, which means native, and Ilog, which means river, spoken by 21.5 million people or Filipinos. And the total number of Tagalog speakers worldwide is estimated to be 24.2 million. It is the sixth most used language in the United States and the lingua franca of the Filipinos anywhere in the world. And that's the top 10 most used languages or dialect in our country, the Philippines. See, that's just the top 10 among the 170 languages spoken in our country. That's just amazing. Now that we are coming to an end, let me just ask you something. Anyone who can answer me, what have you learned from the discussion we have today?
I learned that the Philippines is a diverse country, whether in the aspect of history, culture, tradition, and even our languages. This is why most Filipinos are belong to other countries because we easily adopt our environment and the uniqueness we share makes us easily recognizable. The more I learn about our country, the more I become proud of my own roots. Thank you.
Thank you, Cheryl, for the kind sharing. The Philippines is beautiful indeed. Sometimes we laugh about the flaws of our country, but at the end of the day, we still go home and crave for that particular Filipino touch. The Philippine languages that we learned today symbolizes Filipinos' identities. The languages we each speaks gives us the community where we truly belong in. It gives us the opportunity to communicate and reach out to other people. But most importantly, it gives us the unique quality of being a true Filipino. May we all continue to raise the intricate weaving of our flag and be proud of our country, the Philippines. Thank you, class, for being here today. I hope you learned a lot. Don't forget to wash your hands, wear your mask, and stay healthy. Till next time, see you. Bye-bye.
Thank you and goodbye, teacher!
Thank you, Miss.